In this 2024 elections, I'm not really shocked by the ANC's continuous lie, fake and false bullshit promises. I'm actually shocked by the number of young people that are campaigning for the African National Congress, both on social media and on the ground. Nothing is really disheartening than seeing a young person who's unemployed at the back of a van, moving around in the streets in a sunny day, campaigning for the ANC. And late in the afternoon, that young person is being dropped off in a shack. Is being dropped off at a two-room house where they share the house with 9 family members. That young person is being dropped off in an environment which has a high crime rate. The young person is being dropped off in a very bad environment with leaking sewages and potholes. After these young people have been dropped off in such bad places and bad environments, which resembles poor governance and poverty, the elites get inside the cars and then they go to the suburbs. They go to the safe environments and big houses. They sleep in comfortable beds while these young people are sleeping in leaking shacks and some of them sleeping on the floor. It's really disheartening to witness this happening. The ANC government utilizing poverty as a tactic, to gain votes. They use young people. They give them hampers. They give them small allowances so that they can go out on the streets and convince other young people to vote for the ANC because they have nothing to offer on the table. They realize that they have failed as a government, but because they need to be in power in order for them to keep maintaining their expensive and bullshit lifestyles, they need these young people that they're going to reward them temporarily, and then the very same young people don't think long term. They just think temporarily. As long as I'm getting something for today and tomorrow, I'm fine. But you're going to make a very imperative decision that is going to keep someone in government for a couple of years. This does not make any sense. A bunch of unemployed young people going out on the street telling other young people that they must vote for the ANC so that the ANC can give them jobs. It's very nonsensical, stupid. It doesn't make any sense. What kind of jobs are you talking about? You don't have your job yourself. Your job is to go out on the street and tell other young people that they must vote to get a job. It doesn't make any sense. And after that, after the election, you don't have a job. I understand the hunger, I understand the poverty, I understand that the tactic is powerful, but you need to have pride. Sometimes you need to make decisions which have long-term effect. Instead of just thinking about the temporary situation, you should be able to think for the future. Don't just think temporarily. Think about the future. What's going to happen after those people get in those positions? They're going to do the same thing, corruption. They want to eat money. They want to do all those things while you're starving and living in poverty. You're living in the same. Why rather not ask them to fix the pothole first before you can vote for them? And like I say, the number of young people that are campaigning for the ANC after what we have seen in the past 30 years is really shocking. Campaigning both on the ground and especially on social media. And I just want to say that elections are not about what's fashionable. That's not the whole point of election. The Come Do the channel might look good to do and to gain views on social media. The t-shirts and jackets as well as the jerseys might look awesome to wear in the streets and, because it's what looks fashionable at the current juncture. But that's not the whole point of election. It's just part of marketing. And it's really sad, because a lot of these young people that are campaigning for the ANC are the very same people that are affected by the unemployment rate, which is over 30%. And I spoke about this on one of my videos that I made. And they're also affected by the collapse of NSFAS. They're landless and relies on 350, and most of them are affected by crime and GBV. You can name it's a lot of issues that are affecting a young people at this current juncture, and it's very imperative that they should make informed and proper decisions for the future. But you see a lot of them campaigning for the ANC. It's really disheartening. And one of my beliefs at this point is that South Africans want to be liberated by force, because it can't be that there's still a lot of people that see the good in the ANC. I mean, the ANC I respect it. I don't have anything against it. I respect it as a liberation movement, but like Sikla has said, the ANC is one of those liberation movements in Africa that failed to see governing beyond the struggle itself. They never thought about what they were going to do after taking government in 1994. This is why we are here now. They don't have futuristic goals. This is why they have to rely on these heading tactics of using poverty as a means of gaining votes. So South Africans want to be liberated by force because the bad of the ANC outweighs the good at this current juncture. And this whole narrative that is being pushed that there's no other party that is better than the ANC currently is just nonsensical. It's bullshit because there's a lot of good parties. I can name a lot of them. But I don't want to transgress on your free will because that's your own responsibility to go out there and look at the manifestos of different political organizations and really look at the work that they have done and the promises and try to connect the dots, and see if which party you can vote for. It's the time now that we take the ANC and put them on the bench and get them off this idea that they are the only party that can rule South Africa. But with the amount of young people that are campaigning for the ANC right now, is really sad. And the very same people will be complaining in the next few years, not even years, just after the election, they'll be complaining about load shedding. I think at this point, we are all aware of the tactics that are being used by the ANC, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we make informed decisions. If you are if you're a patriot, just do what's best for your country, man. Come on.